Welcome, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm Key. We're now in the Akashic Records Library. So, before shuffling the books, one of the books that came out were The Symbol of a Baby. So, for all the parents or about to be parents, congratulations in advance. To those that are giving birth to your ideas, and that in itself is a blessing. Congratulations. If this learning about who you are as a being for the very first time, wow, that has to be amazing feeling. Whatever you're giving birth to, or that feels like a baby to you, whether that is a physical baby or a person, place, or thing that feels like you're going to be giving your energy, time, and effort to, it is a blessing. It is a blessing that we see every day, but to what extent, I think now, Taurus, you're going to see that as a treasure, as a treat, as something that cannot be taken away. Okay, so let's begin. Wow, the moon. Archangel Haniel is here. You are exuding the moon. Knowledge, the seen and the not seen. You're seeing that important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. Okay, so just like a baby, even giving birth to a child, I mean, fears are factual. Yet, once we know where those fears are coming from, we know how to figure it out. Wow, farm. So, you're going to be, again, that fruit, that the baby symbol, bearing fruit. Whatever you have been taking action in, both outwardly and behind the scenes, it is for a reason. You're seeing that when you are doing that, you're making actually a foundation for people, places, and things to, not just for yourself, but you're seeing how it can also bear fruit for others around you. Wow. Six of Water. So this is something that you've been accumulating for quite some time. Okay, 6 months. Maybe some are 6 months in cycle. So you're like, what, 3 months away from delivery. And either 6 months ago that the things that you have been planting or taking action in is now going to be right there in front of you in the now to give you that wish completion, that abundance. So you're going to be getting victory, public recognition in front of you, and you're going to have people, places, and things give you that congratulations that were felt earlier and how far you have accomplished in yourself. Wow. It took you, but most importantly, you have gone within. You went to God. Whatever God is to you, God has many names. That's the cool part about being a human being. We all say or feel connected spiritually or religiously to something. It's just like giving birth. It's like, how do you know if what you're doing is correct, not correct? You gotta learn and research. And yet combining both those aspects together to make something blossom. You're seeing that, wow, you are getting that celebration, but it took you to see yourself first as a walking celebration. That in itself has to be a sight to see. Even people in your world, and that meant looking at your childhood, looking at the younger side of who you were. Maybe at the time when you were 6, like who you were when you were 6 is not who you are in the present, yet that essence is still there. It's still right there with you. walking alongside you. Wow, that feeling like learning who you are for the very first time. And that fear. Let's see what this is about. Okay, the fears is wars and battles. So your present is, again, seeing how far you have come when it comes to facing fears and wars and battles. Any soldiers, veterans, chiefs, councilmen, UN, all that are in the political areas, judicial, people that protect others, from firemen to police officers to lawyers, doctors, spiritual healers, teachers, all welcome, because every position in the world is, in a way, fighting for free will, fighting for something that is just. And Taurus, people in your world, you're starting to see that when they fight for what they want, yes, it may be fearful because, one, what they say, events behind the scenes. So it's like asking somebody, what is the most common thing we ask people? What they want. So what they want could be that one thing. Like, for example, we want water, right? If somebody came up to you, oh, okay, it's that understanding of prejudged and judgment. As human beings, yes, we don't want to do that. Naturally, we prejudge or judge. We don't do it just out of fear. That fear has some type of facts to it. It's based on the experience that we had around circumstances that were of war and conflict with others. And I don't think naturally we want to be a conflict with others, or people want to be conflict with us. I don't think that's the case. You're starting to see that people are showing you in what ways do they fight for what they want. Sometimes it's not always in a physical fight. It's looking at yourself and seeing, how did you fight for what you want? Did it feel good? Did it feel pleasant? Yes, fear had to be there. Anything that we care about is a fear. It's like an anxiousness. It's like stepping on stage. You know, stepping on stage will require you to do something. And even if you know what you want to do on that stage for the very first time, it might be your first time doing it, or even if you haven't, you have years of experience doing this, it's always going to feel like the very first time. So knowing that when you see people and people see you, we are all just walking strangers trying to get to know each other. It's like a squirrel. Wow, you got to go 50 cent on me trying to get a nut. I mean, an acorn. If we had to break down acorn, a nut. Yes, it could be seen in a different way. Get out there, get out that gutter for a minute. I mean, we all have nuts, we have the galls to go. I guess that is a metaphor. It's like we could look at it as a metaphor, right? Or we could look at that same thing that could have caused a conflict, right? Oh, do you have the galls or the nuts to go after what you want? That's like saying, do you want to eat? Do you want to live? Do you want to be? And I think everyone wants to be and want to be free and want to live. It's just that we all experience different ways to living. Does that make it wrong? It's like that in itself, you're starting to understand, Taurus. And that could be where the moon is here to show you. This is only one aspect. This is, again, as a person just like you, free will. My opinion is just my opinion. It comes with my own facts, but not just my own facts. It comes from people, places, and things that help me to understand that statement, that people have free will, and not just because your will may be a conflict to another, or their will is a conflict of yours. It's this, that's just a first introduction. That doesn't mean that that's who they are as a person. That's not who you are as a person. It's like we all need water to survive. If somebody came and walked up to you and said, well, do you know a part of our body is made of a percentage of water? Now, I bet that person that went to another person with that statement, that words, could have looked at it as being weird or wacky or something's wrong with them, right? That's just because of the prejudgment. Prejudging, like, for one, I never heard of that before. Two, I don't even know if that is this. So I could be prejudging first what you said as the words, that we're made of water, and I can judge that I'm thinking is wrong. But that could just be, it is facts. That is my opinion, but that doesn't mean is that the only facts. So then the person could have walked away being sad that they even told you that information, or they can go inside themselves and see when have they felt when somebody told them something that was true they thought was wrong, until they found out no, it's right, but their opinion was also right too. So then that person could say, well, did you know that when you're nervous, what happens to your hands? It's sweaty. That's water right there. Oh, I didn't think about that. Okay. When you walk, what can happen to your body? It sweats. Oh, that's water. Okay. When you cry, what comes out of your eyes? Liquid. That's water. When you're happy and you cry, what comes out of your eyes? Liquid. That's water. When you had to eat something, right? When you want something to eat, what must you have in your mouth to be able to break down that substance to become a liquid base? Saliva, or liquid in your mouth. What if I didn't know what saliva meant? I could say, well, isn't it water in your mouth? Yes. It just looks like a different color, but it's water. So these examples on itself would let the person that was prejudging on, well, I don't know if that's right or wrong, so I think it's wrong, right? It's not a bad thing to say. And the statement that they had before of judging that person can now be a continuation, a verse. Rather than a verse like, like us versus them, we can also look at this same picture and say, what is the verse of this person? Like the verse of a song, or a verse of a language being said, and what is this person verse over here, and what they're feeling. And then rather than just fight about it, which we know is this, we know how to fight, but now finding another way to fight where it's actually in favor of both this person, you and another, is like finding a common ground. The common ground is both these two men are fighting for something. They wouldn't be here fighting for just any small thing, yet to actually be able to take the time out first before coming to this part, before coming to a physical fight. What is the point of it? So it's like finding out, or if a person is doing that to you, Taurus, maybe their intentions may have been to fight what they want, right? And it could be a conflict to what you want. That's common, but everybody has their own free will, their own foundation. So yeah, we could go by what we see in society, and what we seen growing up is when we want something, rather than just say it, we also speak words that sound like fighting words. But that's just a survival mechanism. We all as human beings are of survival. So it's just all on seeing, yes, this person has their opinion, you have yours. But to have now, you're being aware of having that open-mindedness to say, when it's something that you want, because you're stepping into a role of being a king, a queen, an emperor, empress. These things wouldn't happen if you weren't coming or stepping into a role of authority in your own way. What was those steps to make you feel safe and secure of who you are and your worth? That will give you a blueprint on how to look at people. If you even had to prejudge or judge them, it's not in a way where it's to scrutinize a person. It's the way to see, where can I start in opening up a conversation if I was ever approached to one. If this reading resonates with you, press the like button, share, and subscribe. If it doesn't, press the dislike button. If you would like to get a personal reading, look in the description box below. We will see you on the other side.